Hi, I'm Jonathan Ayest, and this is Psychology of Improvising. So in the previous videos, I was talking about our first steps in an environment of improvising. That's organising our actions in relation to the sounds that we hear. I want to talk a little bit more about this environment. It's a simple concept. It's the idea is that as soon as we're improvising, a new experience occurs, and I call this in a way a landscape or environment in which we're, even though we have musical experience, when everything that we do has different consequences, different meanings in which we interpret the sounds that we hear. And so although it's a simple idea, it's also a little bit complicated as well. So if you have any questions, or is there anything you don't really understand or that I've not explained clearly enough, don't hesitate to leave a comment or ask a question, and I'll try and answer it. Now, the ability to understand music, which we can also think of as a stimulus, the sounds we make stimulate our neurological apparatus. The ability to understand music in a way which allows us to improvise in any kind of style is at the heart of any kind of cognitive theory of improvising. So as soon as we think of improvising, as soon as we analyse improvising, we're into cognitive theories. And cognitive theories often talk about processing information. Now, this is a useful term in one sense, but limited in another sense, because it can, the idea of information processing, it comes a lot from computers, and that automatically assumes that our brain works as a computer, which means that it takes us away from the idea of creating personal meanings. And yet I think personal meanings, in the way that our actions become meaningful and the sounds that we create become meaningful, is for me is at the heart of my cognitive control. So yes, we process information, but no, we don't process it like a computer. Rather, I like to think of an individual learning the consequences of moving or action within an environment which is created for them in a kind of private way when they improvise. So because of this dependency on action, the idea of information must be expanded to include not just musical material or the theoretical information of music, which everyone can share that knowledge and everyone hears, but the private meanings which individuals give to those sounds and the private meanings which they give to those actions. And those meanings occur only to an individual as soon as they start improvising. Any kind of musical experience that you might have had before, no matter how deep or penetrating that experience can be, is different to improvising. Improvising is when you create the sounds for yourself, and that creates a completely different interior experience. So to understand the cognitive processes of improvising, we then have to go beyond the usual theoretical representations of music. Normally we talk of music just in terms of chords, scales, composers' biographies, this kind of stuff. Now we have to explore other meanings, which we can call semantic or embodied meanings, which we now use as signposts within the new stimulus and environment and landscape created by improvising.